Hi there, good evening everybody. Welcome along to customers on our brand new Premier League channel. You're all welcome tonight. Why? Because this is the transfer centre. The price tags just seem to be getting bigger and bigger, and tonight we have the very latest on Kylian Mbappe's future. Will Alexis Sanchez be doing this for Arsenal next season? Stand by for the very latest on Arsenal's talisman. Another big name with questions over his future, of course, Neymar. Could he be about to leave Barcelona now? Hugo Lloris and Tottenham are in New York for pre-season. We'll tell you what Lloris makes of Spurs' lack of transfer activity this summer. And we hear from Romelu Lukaku. Can he handle the pressure of playing for Manchester United?
It's a pressure that I put on myself, but at the end of the day, when you play for Manchester United, you have to perform week in, week out, and I'm delighted to be in this position now.
But we start with a potential deal that could almost double the record for any transfer fee in the history of football. And Marca in Spain claim that Real Madrid have now agreed a £168 million deal to sign Kylian Mbappe. Monaco reached the Champions League semi-finals last season, but their team has already lost key players who featured in that second leg tie against Juventus. Tenmui Bakayoko, Benjamin Mendy and Bernardo Silva have all left for the Premier League. And if Mbappe was to leave for Madrid, Monaco would be without 4 of their players for this upcoming season. Well, now the future of these two Brazilians, Neymar and Philippe Coutinho. And much speculation about the two of them in this window. And despite a release clause of £198 million, we understand here that Paris Saint-Germain are still interested in signing Neymar from Barcelona. We'll look at what this could mean for Philippe Coutinho in just...
Opening, there are a lot of speculations. And father and family to get the better decision.
So how does this impact on Liverpool and Philippe Coutinho? Contrasting reports here. Some claim that Barcelona want to sign him to make Neymar happy, while others say that he'll be a replacement for his fellow Brazilian. Well, Liverpool have already turned down a £70 million offer and say the forward is not for sale. Barcelona are expected to come back to this, though, and put in a second bid. And this was the front page of Sport Today, the newspaper that covers Barcelona in Spain. Attack for Coutinho is the headline. And the story claims there is a...
What a transfer window it has been, and there are still 37 days to go. Let's start with the future of Alexis Sanchez. He still hasn't signed that new Arsenal contract, and there's a real race developing now between PSG and Manchester City for his signature. Reports in France this morning that PSG have made a €50 million bid. We're being told that no bid has been made. City not out of this either. Sanchez is said to be interested in the prospect of working with Pep Guardiola. Remember, Arsenal say they will not sell Sanchez. What about this player, Naby Keita? Again, RB Leipzig saying they won't sell him. Liverpool's still considering whether to come back in for him with a third offer. Their latest offer was £66 million. That was turned down. RB Leipzig still saying he's not for sale. Keita, though, wants to come to Liverpool. Liverpool know they can wait until next summer and get him much, much cheaper. They can activate a release clause in his contract next summer for about £48 million. Now, staying in Liverpool but going over to Everton, still trying to sign Gylfi Sigurdsson. They're not giving up on this one. Swansea turned down their latest £40 million bid yesterday, but they're getting closer and closer to Swansea's £50 million asking price. Sigurdsson wants the move. He wasn't in the right frame of mind to go to America with Swansea. He's currently training with Swansea's under-23 squad. Now, Chelsea, they've spent about £140 million on 4 players, and we believe they're going to be buying 3 or 4 more players as well. They're still interested in signing Virgil van Dijk. He wants to leave Southampton, but they don't want to sell. He wants to go to Liverpool, but that potential move has been complicated by the so-called tapping up row. Manchester City also want Van Dijk. Now, another player Chelsea very, very interested in is Alex Sandro. This has been going on all summer. Juventus reluctant to sell the left-back because they've already sold Leonardo Bonucci. They're offering Sandro a new contract. Chelsea are going to have to go to £60 million to have any chance of getting Sandro. Other fullbacks they're interested in, of course, the Southampton pair, Ryan Bertrand and Cedric Suarez. Now, they've signed Alvaro Morata, but Antonio Conte still wants more options up front, especially with Diego Costa leaving. Chelsea tried to sign Fernando Llorente in January, and they're trying to get the Swansea striker again. Conte knows him very, very well. They worked together at Juventus. Another player Antonio Conte knows very, very well, and he's trying to sign for Chelsea, is Antonio Candreva. Now, he's a winger who plays for Inter Milan, can also play as a wing-back. Conte tried to sign him in January. He's 30 now, and Inter wouldn't sell him for less than about £20 million. Interestingly, his agent says there's an 80% chance of Candreva staying at Inter.
Kavi, thank you very much indeed. Well, now, he may have cost Manchester United £90 million, but Romelu Lukaku insists he can still get better. Lukaku scored 25 goals for Everton last season, so does he believe that he's currently playing at the same level as two of Europe's best forwards, Robert Lewandowski and Cristiano Ronaldo?
No. I'm far from that level, but you know that's a level that I want to aim. But as a team for me, it's always about the team. I want the team to win trophies and not package. I always want to become better, which is something. It's a pressure that I put on myself. But at the end of the day, when you play for Manchester United, you have to perform week in, week out, and I'm delighted to be in this position now.
Well, this is what United are getting for their money. Lukaku has scored 85 goals in the Premier League. That's the fourth most by a player aged 24 or under. Michael Owen tops that list with 118. Belgian teammate Kevin De Bruyne has backed the striker to be a huge success at Old Trafford.
You just have to do your job and not really care about what the people say. He will do his thing, and obviously you don't have to ask things that maybe somebody else does better, but the things that he does will be very important.
Well, despite receiving £50 million for Kyle Walker, Tottenham have yet to spend in this window. But the captain, Hugo Lloris, is confident Mauricio Pochettino's side can have a successful season. Spurs are preparing for the new season with a trip to New York. And here's what Lloris has had to say on Tottenham's transfer activity.
I don't really care about that. It belongs to the chairman. It belongs to the manager. I'm just a player, and I'm committed. I'm involved with my team, and we trust each other. We used to work all together for a while now, and we trust each other. And as I said, we'll be ready to be competitive again this season. After the last two seasons, we've built such a confidence in the squad. And we're going to try to keep the same way, with the same attitude, with the same energy, and try to be as competitive as possible.
So Tottenham are yet to spend, but the other five teams who finished in the top six last season have spent over £550 million between them so far this summer. In Glasgow, Brendan Rodgers has denied reports that Celtic are in talks with Marseille over the potential sale of Moussa Dembele. It's our understanding here Celtic want $20 million for the striker. Rodgers claims that's all just speculation.
Moussa's been linked with 10.
And that is a lot of money. Welcome back to the Transfer Centre. So the Spanish media think tonight Mbappe could well be on the move to Madrid, but Monaco deny that any £160 million deal has been agreed for this teenager. Let's take a look at why Mbappe is so highly rated. Well, the 18-year-old scored 15 goals last season. Now, that total is more than any other teenager in Europe last term. Borussia Dortmund's Ousmane Dembele is second on the list. He has 5 goals. So let's head back now to my colleague Kavi Solokol, who's at the Skypad for us.
Yes, we keep being asked for more Spurs transfer news, and we aim to please. We've got some news from White Hart Lane, or what used to be White Hart Lane. They're interested in signing Hoffenheim right back Jeremy Toljan. He's a German under-21 international, and he only has 12 months left on his contract. Spurs are looking for a right back to provide competition for Kieran Trippier after selling Kyle Walker to Manchester City. Benfica are also interested, but Toljan would prefer a move to England. Now let's just check in with what is happening with Riyad Mahrez. Reports that Roma have made a second improved bid of £30 million for him, but we're told that is not the case. Talks have been held with Roma, but Leicester don't want to sell Mahrez. Roma's first bid of £20 million was dismissed out of hand. Arsenal have been linked, but the only bid Leicester have received has been from Roma. Mahrez training as normal with his teammates at the moment. Now, what about Arsenal? Of course, they've spent money, bought players like Alexander Lacazette, but we think they're also going to be selling players as well, quite a few of them. Let's start with Lucas Perez. He is very, very unhappy. He feels badly treated, and he's unhappy that his number 9 shirt has been given to new signing Alexander Lacazette. Former club Deportivo La Coruña want him back, but they won't pay the £70 million they made when they sold him to Arsenal last summer. Bayer Leverkusen also interested as a replacement for Javier Hernandez, of course, who's gone to West Ham. Another player looks like he's leaving Arsenal as well is Jack Wilshere. Turkish club Antalyaspor in talks to sign him, but they think Arsenal asking for too much money. Wilshere was on loan at Bournemouth last season. Sampdoria tried to sign him last week. Their £6 million bid was turned down. One other player looks like also leaving is Callum Chambers. Arsenal in talks to sell him to Crystal Palace. They're offering about £60 million. Arsenal want £20 million. Chambers was on loan at Middlesbrough last season. And another defender looks like he could be leaving the Emirates as well this summer is Kieran Gibbs. West Brom have made an offer for him. That was about £10 million. That was rejected. Tony Pulis then went on to say that they will be moving on to other targets. Arsenal want about £12 million for the 27-year-old left-back. Now, if they sell all those players, Arsenal would raise about £60 million. What would they do with all that money? Well, their number 1 target, of course, is Thomas Lemar, and they will need even more to sign him. They'll need him more if they sell Alexis Sanchez. Now, Monaco have already sold Silva, Mendy, Bakayoko, and Mbappe could also be leaving, so they'll need some convincing to part with Lemar. It will take a bid of at least £60 million to get him. Let's finish with Middlesbrough and a man who is in demand. He is Ben Gibson. He's their captain. West Brom have made 2 bids for him. Both have been rejected. The first one was up to £15 million. The second one close to about £20 million. Gibson is recovering in hospital after breaking his nose in a friendly at the weekend. We wish him well.
Cavi, we do indeed. And while Cavi was bringing you up to date with that, according to Sky sources, this just in, Lewis Grabban will undergo a medical at Sunderland tomorrow ahead of a season-long loan move from Bournemouth. He's 29 years of age and he spent last season on loan at Reading. So Lewis Grabban on the move, up in Sunderland tomorrow for a medical. James Rodriguez seems to be settling in very well at Bayern Munich. The midfielder joined from Real Madrid this summer despite big interest from Manchester United. Rodriguez played the full 90 minutes in Singapore as Bayern beat Chelsea 3-2 in their latest pre-season game.
The performance was good. He had a lot of opportunity. He played a good game with the others, with a good combination with the other strikers. Doesn't matter if he didn't score. It's important for him to be able to find the right combination with the other strikers, and he combined really well.
The signing of Phil Barsley from Stoke City. Now, Barsley has signed a 2-year contract. It's an undisclosed fee. He now becomes Burnley's 4th summer signing. There he is. Barsley played for Stoke, but he now a Burnley player as of tonight. Now, Chelsea's 20-year-old striker Izzy Brown has joined Premier League newcomers Brighton. This is a season-long loan deal. Brown spent last season at Rotherham and Huddersfield.
Decision, but you know, you couldn't turn down an opportunity to play for such a great club and in front of these fans. So no, it was tough, but I think it was the right decision.
I can see you naturally looking around the stadium. I mean, it is a fantastic arena, isn't it?
It is, and I've played here on a few occasions now on the opposite teams, and it's one I always look forward to playing here. So you know, I just can't wait to step over the white line playing for United.
Middlesbrough, the biggest spenders in the Championship, having spent over £36 million in this window. Goalkeeper Dan Randolph has joined from West Ham, and he's spoken of his reasons for the move following the arrival of Joe Hart on loan.
just play games, be part of obviously trying to get this club back up to the Premier League. Obviously, game time was going to be limited at West Ham, so it was best for me and my career to obviously move on.
Were you told that by the manager, or did you just work that out yourself when Joe Hart arrived?
No, I was told. We had a conversation. That was made clear that I didn't really have a choice. So yeah, I made the decision to obviously look after myself and do what was best for me.
Middlesbrough seem to be really attacking this new season. Randolph is one of 6 signings by Gary Monk, and they total 36 million. The biggest transfer was Britt Assombalonga for £15 million. The next biggest spenders, Wolves, who have spent just over half of what Middlesbrough have spent in total. Sheffield Wednesday have made just 1 signing so far, and that was George Boyd on a free. Head coach Carlos Carvajal wants to bring in at least 2 central defenders, but he's wary of the price tags here.
We are planning to do more, but as I told you before, it's not easy. We have our targets. We need 2 centre halves. It's public that we need, because we just have Glenn Lovens and Tom Lees. It's easy to understand that we need 2 centre halves, but we know the targets, we know the players. But when we go there and ask 8 million, 5 million, 6 million, we can pay this amount.
Well, Hull have already spent more than 7 million this summer, but Leonid Slutsky is targeting more new players before this window closes.
We need maybe 5 or 6 players more, because we have 4 loan option more, and we absolutely will have 5 loan players, and maybe we will buy 2 players more. And news about new players, it's coming every day, every minute. Maybe tomorrow we will sign 1 new player, and it's possible every day.